iAMSpeedy here at Stanley's Comic Con. My first time here at Comic Con. I was supposed to attend last year, except this Sunday, last year I went to NXT. Now this year I'm here at Stanley's Comic Con. Two reasons why. I'm going to meet the Gorillas of Destiny, and last but not least, the Young Bucks. So I'm here early, so I'm trying to find my way. Okay, so this is the main stage, so I know where I'm going exactly. But I got a program just so I can navigate myself to where I'm going. Alright, cool.
You think he would pay right in the center area, like right down the center. Sorry about that.
I was gonna get capped in the ATM, but I was like,
Sorry, thank you. You gotta get your
damn.
I know. Go ahead, after you. There you go.
Yes. Sure? Alright.
Christopher Daniels, The Addiction. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Underboss, Fale, and Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
How you guys doing tonight? How was the travel over to you? You guys had a show last night, right?
Michigan. Yep.
In Detroit. Mount
Mount Pleasant, Michigan, last night.
So none of us slept. To kick things off, I think one of the things that's made you guys even more popular in the past years, obviously being the Elite, and I think most people here probably watch the YouTube series, right? Yeah. What inspired you guys to start making being the Elite?
And you know what, we can use that to our ability, and I figured, hey, let's make some content on there and give back to our fans and give them some content that's creative and fun, and that's pretty much what it came from. Matt was like, yeah, you know what, we need to start making some storylines, because how many times can you watch us go to the airport, you know?
73 so far.
I think it came to a point where I was like, Nick, I think we gotta entreat the audience and have them keep coming back. Let's add some cliffhangers. Let's make this more interesting. Let's add some depth to our characters. Let's make it a TV show, you know? And I think it's the best when it's a mixture of both of them. When it's a little bit of reality, but it's a little bit of this crazy universe that we created on our show.
So this is a question for The Addiction. So we're at a Comic Con, you know, Stanley's Comic Con, and you guys have your own title. And so, how does it feel to be here in one of the biggest conventions in comic book business and the main stage? Like, not only talking about your professional wrestling, but something that you've worked extremely hard on and seem to put your blood, sweat, and tears in as well.
It's awesome. We've made our rounds to a lot of the big conventions, San Diego, Chicago, New York, places like that. But this is our first time here in LA, our hometown. And it's awesome. And the man to the right of me, who is an enormous comic book fan, wrote 2 books starring us based on a true story of when we fought a bear, a cat, and a bug, or based on a true story of an acid trip. And, we're selling both of those, and it's been awesome. The crossover between wrestling and comics is becoming more and more relevant, I think. So we get a lot of people that really enjoy both those worlds and want to talk to this guy about what's going on in Marvel and what's going on with our books. And he's the author right here of the 2 All Yacht comics we wrote.
Yeah, there's not a time in my life where I wasn't reading comic books and watching professional wrestling.
And it wasn't until maybe 5 or 6 years ago that I recognized the crossover between comic book fans and wrestling fans, and we started sort of integrating our love for comics into what we wore in the ring, the sort of things we talked about, and then it was just a natural progression to write a comic book starring our favorite tag team. Sorry guys, the best tag team at this end of the table anyway. It was just a natural progression, and we got so lucky to work with Art Baltazar and Franco, the guys behind Tiny Titans and Superman Family Adventures, to make Christopher Daniels and Kazarian wrestle All Yeah Comics, and then All Yeah Comics team up. And you know, it's just another opportunity for us to sort of give stuff to the fans, whether it's what we do in the wrestling ring or making a comic book about the human cartoon characters that we ended up becoming later in life.
When you were initially creating yourself as a wrestling character, you know, when you were getting into the business, do you feel like your love of comic books kind of helped you create a character initially?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've always, especially when I was the villain in wrestling, I always tried to pattern myself after someone like Magneto, who as a character, even though he was perceived as evil from everyone else, he was working from what he thought was good intentions. And so I always thought that was the much more interesting character who, instead of just being bad for the sake of being bad, being snide and whiplash and twirling your mustache, you are doing what you think is right, and it just happens to go against what everyone else believes, and that's what I thought was an interesting character.
Plus, in some of the companies we used to work for, the people that ran them were real life villains.
Are you talking about TNA?
So we,
I can neither confirm or deny
so they've experienced dealing with real life villains, like real bad people. So we can kind of get some inspiration from there and integrate it into our characters. Yeah, I'm talking scumbags, folks.
Did it rhyme with Mixie?
Jeff Jarrett.
I can neither confirm or deny every one of those names, but yes.
I'm just saying, they provided a good source to draw inspiration from being real pieces of crap.
I think being the Elite, one of the many reasons why it's such a huge hit is because you give your fans such deep access to you, not only just your ring work and your travel, but your families as well. But you guys know that the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment is very protected. So was there any from Ring of Honor, New Japan, was there any pushback from them when you were making the shows?
Ring of Honor could care less. They let us do anything and everything we want, which is awesome. New Japan, man, they don't want us using any of the footage, so it's been pretty hard. They don't allow us to use any in-ring work, like on camera, on the show. So we had to get around that, and by doing that, we came up with those crazy skits that we would do with Kenny, because we were like, man, we can't use our in-ring stuff, so we got to get creative with this type of stuff.
Yeah, that's actually exactly why we tried to fill time. We were like, oh, we can't show any wrestling? Okay, let's make this interesting somehow. I always get people who tweet me, they're like, it's the best wrestling show that has nothing to do with wrestling. More personally now, because it's like we're taking them on this journey. It's like, not only do you know Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, as professional wrestling superstars, but you know us as family men. You know us as tired fathers, as guys who are just trying to hustle and make a living. So it's like when the show came out, it seems like our lines have grown longer, our Twitter followers have gone up. It's like people like us more now because they know us on a personal level. It's like a deeper level now. It's like when I see people and they come up to me, it's like they want to hug me and just tell me how much they love me, and it blows my mind. I'm like, you love me? I love you too. Thank you so much.
By it, you know, in the general public, because I mean, obviously WWE is not the first cease and desist WWE's ever sent someone, but I think that's why, because I think everyone knows from your guys' YouTube series that you're family and you're trying to make, you know, put food on the table, and I think that's why everyone kind of getting behind you guys even more now.
Yeah, they sold for us, and they made us more popular, and that's exactly what they didn't want, and we used it to our advantage, and a lot of people have that t-shirt right here, the cease and desist shirt that will be at Hot Topics in a couple of months, so they made us even more money. It was a petty move, but you know what? It made us more and more rich, so I'm happy with it.
And I hate to put these guys over any more than everyone's already put them over today. But
in the early days of TNA did everything they can. This isn't a dig. They did everything they can to poke and jab and make fun and try to get WWE to look their way, whether it be skits, whether it be doing silly vignettes, all the time. Never worked. They just no-sold it. These guys, these guys go to a Hot Topic, you can go to the parking lot, get a huge crowd, and they get threatened legally the next day. So, I mean, that says something to their popularity. Again, not to put you guys over, but it is what it is.
I'll take it. What a sweetheart, huh?
Game culture, it's only recently really starting to get integrated in the world of professional wrestling. Like you were saying earlier, it's such a common ground. There's such, like they all like the same things. It's a very mutual fan base. Why do you think it's taken so long for that to finally like come up to the cream to rise to the top, so to speak?
Maybe just that, you know, everything in 2017 is so much more accessible, and there's just so much more content that people can see and share with each other in the digital age. Maybe that has a lot to do with it. You know, just the awareness level is at an all-time high. Just the interaction, I say this all the time, the interaction, just if I was a 10-year-old kid and could tweet Tito Santana and he responded to me, that would blow my mind, and now that's just a common thing. So I think all of that factors into how, you know, the worlds of video games, wrestling, comic books are starting to mesh, just because just the ease in which we can access all of those things is so much more than it was.
And I think too, a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like, even the word geek, like the things that we consider geek, whether it's comic books or video games or professional wrestling, they weren't always very popular. And so it's just only in the last maybe 10, 15 years where people are proud to say, hey, I'm a comic book geek. Hey, I love video games. Hey, I love professional wrestling. And professional wrestling hasn't always been as popular as it is now. But now people, as you can see, are dressing like their favorite wrestlers. They're proud to say they follow Marty Scurll or the Young Bucks, these two young ladies who I think challenged us to a match later, but I'm just saying. But I mean, there was a period of time where this wasn't as popular as it is, but now everybody wears what they love on their sleeves, whether it's wrestling or comic books, and now you realize, oh, I'm a comic book fan, oh, I'm a wrestling fan, oh, we're both as well, and now you get this camaraderie, this feeling of togetherness, like we're all in on the same gag, we're all enjoying the same stuff.
Thank you so much for being here in the audience. And you guys go.
Before we leave, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, we just wanted to say we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Everything that you guys have done for us in our career, we owe a lot of credit to them. These guys are like our brothers, kind of like our fathers, and we just wanted to say we love them and thank you so much for everything.
Thanks, guys.
One tweet. Get the table!
Oh, shit.
This poster I got from Tox. He signed it there. That was before the panel, and then after the panel, I went to the Young Bucks table or booth again, and so I got the Young Bucks to sign that poster. Here are the 8x10s personalized autographs. The Young Bucks to Angel, and from the Addiction, Frankie and Daniels. This is the Elite bandana. As you can see, there's the Young Bucks, the Elite, Kenny Omega, again the Elite. These were sold out, I think the first 2 hours. I got talks doing the 2 suite, hashtag BCOG, loyal since day one t-shirt. This came with the combo along with a picture with him, the shirt, and that poster right over there. Got this before the panel. Well, I didn't get this shirt, I brought it, but I have them signed it right here. Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. I have them sign my shoe, which is right here. This is Matt. Nick signed it the other side. This is from AOW when Nick signed it, and now I got Matt to sign this now. I just need like Kenny Omega to sign the front of the shoes, at least the white spots. I forgot to mention that I got my shirt signed. Tonga Low, or I can't tell which one, but this is Tonga's, I believe. And then Tangaloa signed it, either those two, and Talks. I just need a couple more from past members of Bullet Club and at least Hangman. I'm not sure who else I need from the past, like AJ Styles, Finn Balor. All right, guys, this is a lot of stuff I got from the Bullet Club and the Addiction as well. A lot of stuff, as you can see. And yeah, guys, I just want to thank you guys for tuning into this video. Me meeting the Young Bucks again, the Addiction, other members of the Bullet Club, me going to the meet and greet, well, the panel on main stage along with Bullet Club and Addiction together. As you guys saw, it was crazy. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be featured on Being the Elite. And yeah, guys, I just want to thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope you guys like it. Tap the bell for like. Sorry, I could barely talk. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, put your comment down below, subscribe to the channel, iAMSpeedy, and tap the bell for notifications for future videos. Whenever I post a video, it's there. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Coming to you from the San Luis LA Comic Con.